वैसे और डिटेल में आप हमें बताइए कि आपकी एजुकेशन कहाँ से हुई है, ग्रेजुएशन कहाँ से करी और आपने सिविल सर्विसेज का रुख क्यों किया?
Okay, so I am from Baddi. It is in Solan district of Himachal Pradesh. I completed my high school education from Baddi itself. And for college, I did my college from SD College. It is in Chandigarh. And I did BCom honors. So after graduation, I gave my attempt in 2019. And civil service, I was like very much driven to it right from my childhood. I was like very young, probably fourth or fifth standard, when my father like sprouted this idea in my mind that this is what you have to do. And since then, I have this goal I've had this very clear in my mind, like this is what I'll do. So that was my primary motivation.
ओके, ओके। आपने ग्रेजुएशन के बाद सिविल सर्विसेज की तैयारी करने का जब मन बनाया, तो आपने तैयारी कहाँ से शुरू करी? क्या आपके पास कोई मेंटोर था या फिर आप किसी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट को आपने ज्वाइन किया? हाउ डिड यू स्टार्ट योर प्रेप?
So I did not have any mentor as such. I relied on many of the online and offline programs, and I prepared mostly. I would say it was a self-study based preparation for me. I used to refer to many of the topper talks, but one thing that was significant in my preparation was I referred to many of the sources, but I made my own strategy, like what worked for me. I did not rely completely on someone other's strategy. I used to look at it if this will work for me or not, if the source is appealing to me or not. So that ways I prepared.
ओके, ओके। तो मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि आप पूरी तरह से सेल्फ प्रिपरेशन के साथ सिलेक्ट हुई हैं, आपने कोई कोचिंग ज्वाइन नहीं करी, एटलीस्ट इन द ट्रेडिशनल सेंस ऑफ वे, ना ही ऑनलाइन ना ही ऑफलाइन। तो ये हमारे फ्यूचर एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है कि कैसे आप एक छोटे से शहर में रहकर, हिमाचल के बड्डी जैसे शहर में रहकर भी आप तैयारी कर सकते हैं और इस एग्जाम को क्रैक कर सकते हैं विद द टॉप रैंक एंड दैट टू इन द फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट। तो आपने जो बुक लिस्ट और जो सोर्सेज फॉलो किए, क्या वो नॉर्मल बुक लिस्ट थी जो लगभग सभी टॉपर्स बताते हैं या फिर लगभग सभी टीचर्स बताते हैं, उन्हीं को फॉलो किया, या फिर आपने कुछ एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी रीडिंग करी, कोई अलग ही तरह की किताबें पढ़ी, जैसे इंडिया आफ्टर गांधी आपने पूरी पूरी पढ़ी? आपकी क्या स्ट्रैटेजी थी बुक लिस्ट को लेकर?
So regarding book list, my strategy was very simple. Like I refer to the least of the resources that were possible. My only consideration was that I'll revise the things again and again. And I think it's very important because if you look at the resources, there's this plethora of resources available. And it's very easy to get swayed by all these. But I used to keep my resources limited. Like if for example, for geography, I did not go beyond the NCRTs and GC Leong, or for history like ancient and medieval history, I relied on only the old NCRTs. So that was my strategy, like to keep them limited, but revision I did like thrice or probably 4 times. That was there.
ओके, सो बिल्कुल मिनिमम रिसोर्सेज, बुक लिस्ट और रिवीजन, 3 या 4 बार रिवीजन, ये आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी रही थी। आपने
Yes.
प्रीलिम्स के लिए मॉक टेस्ट सॉल्व किए या नहीं, या फिर प्रीलिम्स में आपने कुछ एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट किया, क्योंकि आप कोचिंग तो ले नहीं रहे थे, तो आप अपने आप को इवैल्यूएट कैसे करते थे कि आप कहाँ पर स्टैंड करते हैं कंपेयर टू अदर एस्पिरेंट्स?
So I solved a lot of mock tests. Like 1 month before prelims, it was like I was solving tests every alternate day. I would keep the time 9 to 11 a.m. Wala shift, which is there in the actual examination. And I used to solve, like I solved 15 tests probably in that month. And before that also, I was solving 2 tests every week. So I solved a lot of tests. One thing is there that the number of tests we solve, we come to know about our limitations, our weaknesses, the kind of questions we are getting wrong. So that ways test solving the tests helped me a lot to evaluate my performance.
Okay. Regarding mains, what was your plan? How did you write the mains answer? Did you join any mock test series again, or did you write your answers by yourself on selected topics?
I did join test series, but I could not attempt much of the tests because I was always confused between like covering the syllabus and being thorough with the content part and giving the tests. So if I tell you, I gave just like 3 to 4 tests, not much more than that. But
And
I
just to
used to
clarify,
write.
these tests were written at your home. I mean, you did not go to any major city to write these tests, right? You were sitting at your home and
Yes,
tests.
yes.
Okay.
I I wrote them from my home itself,
Okay.
and I did write answers on my own. Like I relied on the previous year questions. I would take up a question at a time, and then I would frame answer. And there's this book available, like Arihant book is available, in which model answers are given. It's a good book, I think. I used to compare my answers with that. So that ways I did.
Okay. Okay. What was your optional subject?
My optional subject was commerce and accountancy. Since I'd read it in my graduation itself, I was aware of the topic, so I decided to choose that subject only.
And for optional also, you relied only on your self preparation?
Yes, I took the notes which are available in the market, and then I prepared on my own.
Okay, okay. So, how was your overall experience while writing the mains? Were you able to finish the papers on time? How was your speed? What did you do to improve your accuracy over the period of writing these mock tests? But as you said that you did not write many mock tests. So, were you able to finish the papers on time in the actual mains?
Yes, I was able to finish. Uh, I think I've been blessed with this great writing speed, so I did not have to think much about finishing the paper on time.
Okay,
So that was an advantage, I guess.
okay, okay. Muskan, coming next to the interview process, how was the interview? Was it based on your optional or was it based on certain current affairs topics? Which direction did the interviewees take, the interview board take?
So overall, if I have to give one word for my interview, it was a very happy interview for me. And the kind of questions that were asked were mostly based on related to my state. Like I was asked the challenges which we face in Himachal Pradesh, the solutions for it. Also, my town Baddi, it's an industrial area. It's the largest pharmaceutical hub in Asia. So I was asked many questions related to that. Also, my commerce background, like they asked me about corporate social responsibility and topics related to taxation. So very general topics. Something about current affairs was also there, like media trials and the China Iran issue that was there in the news. So a mix of everything was there.
Okay, okay. After the interview process was over, were you sure that you will crack the exam this year or were you preparing for 2020 cycle again?
I had this feeling that I'll get my name in the list for sure, but that I'll get a rank in top 100 was kind of like an overwhelming feeling when I saw that my name in the list.
Okay, okay. I must ask you about the ethics paper. What was your strategy regarding the GS4 ethics paper? How did you prepare for that?
So for ethics paper, what I did was, I think, which helped me a lot while writing the answers. I took up the major topics like emotional intelligence, courage, or the main topics, and I prepared real life examples related to those topics beforehand. Because what happens is while we are writing answers, we fail short to think of the examples then and there. If we have prepared those examples beforehand, we can write them in answers and make our answer attractive. So that's what I used to do. And for case studies, I would start with the basic approaches that are there, like the stakeholder approach or introducing the ethical dilemmas. And I tried to finish my answer with the middle path, like the solution should be realistic, not too radical, or which cannot be achieved. So that was my strategy for writing answers in ethics.
Okay, okay. Muskan, did you rely on online resources at all, or did you rely completely on printed materials or printed notes that are available in the market?
So I did rely a lot on the online resources for many of the topics like art and culture and the state dances, or some of the topics of polity. I would refer to some of the videos available on YouTube, because I feel like when we listen to the topic, we are able to grasp it more quickly. So I did rely on the online sources, and I think it's very great that we can prepare for civil service now at the ease of at our home, and we don't have to join any coaching or anything. So I think that's a plus point these days.
Okay, okay. After the process of 1 year, the entire exam process, what would you say would be your key takeaway from the entire exam process, the three-stage process, which itself takes about 1 year to complete? What advice would you give to the future aspirants?
So one thing I learned from this whole process is Like there are so many aspirants preparing for this examination, and I also had my friends who were preparing, and what I felt was like people compare their progress with other aspirants. Like he's preparing this much or she's doing those of the resources. I never did that. I used to have like this faith on myself, and I feel that everyone should have competition with themselves only. Comparing does not help. That is one of my advice. Like focus just on your efforts, give your 100% without caring about the results. Having a positive bent of mind is really important in this examination.
ओके, यानी आप कह रहे हैं कि अगर मैं समराइज करूं आपकी बातों को, तो अपने आप से अपना चैलेंज रखिए, अपने आप को बेटर कीजिए हर टेस्ट में, ना कि अपने दोस्तों से कंपैरिजन
Yes, yes, yes.
ओके। आपकी कोई एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं गोइंग इनटू द सर्विस, किसी आप पर्टिकुलर फील्ड में काम करना चाहती हैं?
So if I get allotted to the Indian Administrative Service, I would love to work for women empowerment and in child labor, the issue of child labor. So that I feel are very important areas to work upon.
I'm sure with rank 87 you will be allotted Indian Administrative Services, and I hope you get your home card